Yes or no, Dan? Do you believe in this?
No.
Carl?
No.
And lastly, we've come to that very difficult of footballing topic, the England football team. And after one of the worst World Cup displays in recent history, what went wrong, why, and how the hell can we make it any better?
Big questions.
Yeah, big questions. I don't think even the management know the answer to.
No, I've got a few things. One thing that I heard a lot of rumours, a lot of people talking about was that we have no star players. So during the World Cup, the two World Cup defeats, we were unravelled by Pirlo and Suarez. Now, is it simply to say that we simply don't have that kind of player in our side? We don't have that world beater to unravel international teams?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Rooney's been touted as a world beater.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he isn't doing it on the international stage. Because if you have like a defined list of world-class players, I think Suarez would be above there, but sort of Rooney and Pirlo.
Exactly.
Rooney's moving deeper into midfield, it seems now.
Yeah, exactly. Rooney has always been our answer, but Neve, he's never really shown it.
But I think every country has like a transition phase where this was our sort of transition World Cup where our veteran players like Gerrard and Lampard and all of these like Ferdinand, they've all sort of phased out and the new team haven't quite gelled or found their positions in a national squad. But like we say, Rooney should be our world-class player but hasn't been as of yet.
We definitely have world beaters in production at the moment, but the key words there are in production, and they're not ready to go out there and win us a World Cup yet, or even get us anywhere near winning it. Obviously, Raheem Sterling is on his way. Needs time.
He's not too tired.
Yeah, if he's not too sleepy.
Getting the Red Bull.
Poor guy. No, but he needs the right guidance. He needs to be steered the right way. He can't be expected. You know, regardless of his age, I saw a lot of expectation on him in the World Cup, and I think for a young player who's, barely older than us,
he's younger than me. That makes me feel old.
Exactly, like for a young player like that to be looking on social media or something and seeing everyone going, well, let's hope Raheem Sterling performs tonight, otherwise we're going to lose. You know, that's such a big weight on the guy's shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think if he has the teammates to kind of take that off him a bit, he'll definitely become that world beater we need.
Yeah, so Neve, you touched upon how we're in a transition phase. So do we stick with this transitional period of set of players, or do we simply give a load of under-21s the opportunity? I mean, Kyle, you touched upon, you kind of sound like you didn't think that would be a good idea. Dan, I mean, would you say give the under-21s a go at the first team role, or do you think there needs to be more
I think there does need to be a bit of continuity with the current set. Now, a lot of them are young anyway. You know, the likes of Sterling, Jack Wilshere, Ross Barkley, all got massive potential, and I think they just need to be given more games in the England setup. And I think what Roy Hodgson needs to do is let off the leash a bit and let them express themselves a bit more, because it is a bit structured and a bit rigid watching England sometimes, and you don't get the feeling that they can showcase what they can do.
No,
the under-21 England side is a good side. It's a brilliant side, the under-21 side. But I think shifting them all up, the problem I see with England is that we come across these friendlies and you see exciting players get game time. Sterling, Zaha, you know, the guys like those, they all get on the pitch for these friendlies. And then as soon as we get to games that actually matter, you see players like Lampard and Milner and all those guys back on the field, and you think, well, what happened to what was going on earlier? You know, if you're gonna give them that exposure, expose them to all of it, or don't do it at all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the past sort of 10 years, there's always been these superstar players, hasn't there? And when it comes to the international stage, they've never really shone, whereas other international players have. But we touched upon Harry Kane earlier. He is in form of his life. He's one of the most deadly strikers in the Premier League, and we have the joys of him being British. Do you think he should be in the setup very, very soon?
It's come at a good time for Rooney, I think. With Rooney adapting to this new, deeper role, I think he can fall back and still be in the team. And if Hodgson has the, I'll call him Rodgson for now. If Hodgson has the ability to say, okay, well, he seems to actually be performing in this deeper role, let's put him in that way for England as well. Play Kane up front. You know, we might be seeing some more creativity in the side. England have always been a very boring football team, and I feel like there are teams that there are players that could change that.
Yeah.
I think Kane's perfect for the England setup at the moment, because we seem to play with one striker, but he can do everything.
He can, yeah.
Very strong, very robust, technically very good. Can play inside the box, outside the box. and I think he'd be perfect for England's current setup.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, in terms of managerial role, we've got Hodgson at the moment, and a lot of talk coming out of the World Cup was that there was simply a lack of foresight. So, when we played Uruguay, there was one player who we knew exactly how he'd play, we knew exactly what he'd do if he got the ball, and we know exactly what he'd do when he did have the ball. And that is Luis Suarez, because we've been playing him all year, and yet he still managed to do what he did. Is that simply a lack of tactical planning, lack of foresight?
Well, actually, I think you said you know exactly what he's going to do, but for me, he's unpredictable. He's enigmatic. You don't know what he's going to do. He'll turn you inside out. He'll turn 5 defenders and just bang one in the top corner. That's what he's about.
I saw people saying this, the fact that England should have known exactly what he was going to do and they should have been able to stop it. I think that's fine. Knowing what he's going to do is one thing, but you need to have the defenders who are of the quality to be able to do what needs to be done to stop him, and I don't think we have that. Cahill's brilliant. Cahill's going to be just going to get better, but it's one thing saying, oh, you knew what he was going to do, you should have stopped it. But if you don't have the defenders to do that, you can't ask that of them.
Yeah, Neve, what do you think of Hodgson? Do you think he's the right man for the job?
Not really. I don't know. I think we were touching on it earlier about his meeting. I think he organised a meeting for March, and he was going to get all the players together before the Lithuania game and all of this. And I think that's good in some ways, but maybe not quite what we need. And obviously his Ballon d'Or votes, he got the mockery taken out of him there. And he's just kind of not got the image that you kind of want for an England manager.
No, I can't imagine him being inspiring, can you? I can't imagine him getting him up.
No, I can't imagine him, making some brilliant, heartfelt...
Yeah, we're 1-0 down at half-time. I can't imagine him rallying the troops and really laying into him and getting him...
In fact, a bit too classy for that.
The hairdryer treatment.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think Roy Hodgson's personality definitely fits England's football style.
I think you're probably right. Now, here's something I found the other day, and it was from last July, and it was a Tory MP who called for a United Kingdom football club. So basically, this is the quote. He said, "England should accept it is too bad at football to compete and join a United Kingdom team instead." And basically what he meant was, because there's players, the likes of George Best and Ryan Giggs, who because they're nationalities who don't really make it qualify for the World Cups, they've never been able to shine on the World Cup stage. Do you think that'd be would you be up
See
for
where
that?
it's coming from.
It's a great way to sign Bale.
A Tory MP, I didn't get the name.
Who does not want to be
Who doesn't?
I
don't blame him if he doesn't
like,
want to be named for that.
I like the idea. I think it's a great idea. I think we've lost out before on great players have lost out on World Cups before. You get these lists like greatest players never to play in a World Cup, and it shouldn't be that way. If you're a great player, you should be able to go to a World Cup.
You can't just change your nationality.
Well, no, obviously it's only a thought, but it does have there is some relevance behind it, because there are a lot of very high quality players who, because of their nationalities, aren't being able to shine on the biggest stage.
It was great for the Olympics. I think the Olympics were Team GB, which I think would go great in standard football. I think it'd be a great idea. I mean, obviously, to say that we're too bad to compete everything else is a bit of an overstep, but I think to consider that would be great, yeah.
No, I don't agree with that. I mean, where would you go next? Let's just bring back the Commonwealth and get all the world's good players. No,
hey.
I'm not having that.
Well, you'd rather
Team Earth.
Team Earth. Well, also, I don't know if we all know, but during this broadcast, we found out that the wheeler dealer himself, Harry Redknapp, has resigned. I'll take on the chin. He has resigned, so he can now spend all of his time in that Range Rover of his, driving here, there, and everywhere to every single deadline day meet, just to give some sort of nonsensical rubbish about who's going where. Harry Redknapp going, is that a sad loss for English football?
He'll be back.
Surprise.
Yeah,
he'll be back.
I'm not sure he will be. I think QPR will have been his last job in English football.
Well, the reason he left was because of his knee operation, and he said, it's a crucial time where QPR are in the table and they need someone more stable to sort of help them in crucial stages of the league. But I don't know, I can see it going both ways. He might get a bit bored, he might be done.
I mean, it's Harry Redknapp. He'll be back, whether it's for.
He'll do something.
Yeah, he'll unveil himself in a spectacular way.
I think Cosy Punditry is probably the best place for him now.
He'll definititely.
Really?
He'll definitely be kept busy. Well, so we've tried our very best to muddle through the web of gossip and rumours that is
English football. Thank you very much to our panellists, Carl, Neve and Dan. Sorry. Thank you very much to the production team. Thank you very much to Jacob, our fans. And thank you very much for you watching at home.